My name is Patrick O'Berry, and what I'd like to show you is how to stop floor squeaks in carpeted, hardwood, and linoleum floors with the Squeak No More kit. Parts of the Squeak No More kit are the tripod fixture for carpeted floors, the fixture for hardwood floors and linoleum floors, 50 of the specially scored screws, driver bit with a stop, and 2 joist finder screws, and then complete instructions. The key to the Squeak No More kit is the screw. The screw has 8 threads per inch for 1 inch, and then the second inch has 9 threads per inch. And as the screw goes down into the floor and into the joist, that change of thread pulls the wood tight. And then above that is a score. And then what we do is we coat it with wax, and the wax allows it to go through the carpet without causing any damage. Now, what we do is we find the joist, and I'll show you how to do that in a minute. You take the fixture, place it down over the joist with the driver, drive the screw down as far as you can get it to go. When it rumbles, that score that I showed you is now set below the wood. Take the tripod fixture off, place it over the head, and snap it off. It breaks below the wood. You won't feel it, and you won't see it in the carpet. Because it's not actually in the carpet, it's set below the wood of the floor. Generally what causes squeaks in the floor are the nails. The nails are driven down through the wood. They're under a lot of pressure, but they have a smooth surface. And that pressure and the movement on that smooth surface causes the squeaks. So with the Squeak No More screw, the screw just won't allow the movement. It'll pull the wood down, and it'll stop the squeaks in the floor. The first thing that you want to do when you go into a carpeted room is find where the joist is. And there are some ways to get relatively close to the joist. One of them is to use your floor vent, if you have a floor vent in the floor. The joist is always on one side and the other of the vent. What we need to do is find one joist, and then from there we can measure to find the rest. Now in the kit, we give you a little tool that will help you find where the joist is from above the floor. It has a very short section of thread, a long shaft, and then a hex head. You put it into your drill, lock it down, and what you do is you just take that and drive it down through the floor, it won't hurt the carpet, about 3 inches. Now because it has so little thread, if it doesn't actually go into the joist, when you reverse your drill, it won't be able to push itself back up. So you lift up on your drill as you reverse it, and then you move it over 1 inch. Now if you start at the vent, it'll probably only take a couple times and you'll hit it. And you can hear that we hit it right here because the drill is laboring. When I reverse the drill, it pushes the drill in my hand up. What I'll do is take it out of the drill, let it stand straight up, and then I can just take my tape measure, go 16 inches, 32, 48, all the way across the room finding the joists. Now that we know where the joist is, we'll take the Squeak No More fixture, place it over the joist, take the Squeak No More screw, using the driver bit, and drive it through the fixture as far as we can get it to go. When it cams out at the bottom, the score is set. Break the head off, work it out. You'll never know where you went through the carpet, and you'll never feel it because it breaks below the wood of the floor slightly. What I'd like to show you now is how to stop squeaks in the hardwood floor with the hardwood floor adapter and the Squeak No More screw. And what you do, the first thing you do is in the area, the spot where the floor is squeaking, you pre-drill a small hole. And you do this just so that you don't crack the wood. Use about a 1/8 inch drill bit. Now using the Squeak No More driver bit, you take the screw, put it through the fixture, and you drive it down as far as you can get it to go in that hole. The screw is going to pull the wood down, pull, and snap at the weak spot, which is set 3/8 of an inch below the wood of the floor. Just work it out. Take that small hole, take a wood filler, and just fill it in to conceal it. Generally, in older homes, homes built over 50 years ago, the squeaks tend to happen at the joist. And so what we want to do is we want to use a stud sensor, electric stud sensor. A lot of times will work to find the joist. And then put the screws into the floor, subfloor, and into the joist to pull them down. In homes that are newer, what tends to happen is that the boards loosen up from the plywood of the floor. So what we want to do on a newer home is focus in exactly where the noise is coming from. Pre-drill a small hole in the board, drive the screw down to pull the wood back down to the subfloor. The squeak no more kit also works on linoleum floors. Now the key to stopping a squeak on a linoleum floor is to find where the floor joist is. Now the best method is to use a stud sensor to find the joist, and then at the joist where the floor is squeaking, take the screw and drive it through the hardwood fixture as far as you can get it to go. The screw pulls and then breaks 3/8 of an inch below the linoleum. Work it out. And what happens in linoleum is that when the screw goes down, it pushes the linoleum to the side, and then after it breaks, it allows the linoleum to come back over itself. Now it's not perfect. You can take some caulking and fill it in, but if you have a really bad squeak, it's a very, very small hole and it's very hard to notice.